our next Apex Legend.
What's up, YouTube? Hope you're doing well. We're doing a little bit of an Apex Legends news update from It's a Small World live in Magic Kingdom. Hope you're having a great day. A lot to talk about, so smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new as always. Without further ado, let's jump into it.
What's up, YouTube? I'm currently in my condo, back on the mic. Decided to jump back in on this one, but the audio might be a little bit weird. It might be a little bit echoey, so sorry about that. But as you guys can tell, Disney World has been a blast. Been kind of chaotic, though. A lot of thunderstorms, a lot of raining, kind of, you know, put a bum on our little party, whatever. But we're talking about some big Apex news. A guy who's talking about quitting Apex and going over to Valorant. Also, Apex just rolled out an update, seemingly just fixed a lot of the big stuff in Season 14 that was a big issue. Very excited to talk about today's news. So let's jump right into it. First thing I wanted to mention here, this was coming from Crowdrendo. I thought this was a great post because, dude, we have been begging Apex to bring this back for so long. It's been absolutely ridiculous, and it's actually kind of sad because many months ago, I made a little video talking about why Respawn has stopped talking to us, and basically the reasoning that they stopped communicating with was basically they discovered that it's actually more harmful for them than beneficial to actually respond to the community. And the reason being is because every time they made a response on Reddit, every time they made a response on Twitter, it was never looked at as like, okay, there's your opinion, or there's, you know, your state of fact of why you're doing this to the game. It was always, well, like, oh, you're a stupid dev, you don't know what you're talking about, bring this, bring that. They never really were able to have like a good conversation with the community. It always just turned into a bunch of hate. That's totally understandable. I get it. A lot of the people like that in the Apex community are just kind of crazy. They just want to flame devs and roast devs, and I guess sometimes they have good reason, but maybe not all the time. Regardless, though, that's basically what they told us, is that they were not going to respond to the community as much anymore because it just always turned into like a big hate raid. Totally understandable, but this is what Crowdrendo said. Please, Respawn, I'm begging you, more of these talks right here. Basically, you guys can see on Reddit, they actually came out and made a little update from the devs regarding the level 500 level up rewards. He said, I love this inside of post. Maybe we can see more of this stuff in the future. Thanks to N8 for tagging me in this on Twitter. As you guys can see right here, this was over on Reddit. Head title, Dev Team Bug Fix Update, level 500 plus level up rewards. Hey everyone, we would like to offer some insights on the earlier bug that resulted in players that are above level 500 not correctly receiving the level up rewards following up the launch of Season 14 Hunted. The issue is now resolved. They did say that they were pushing out some stuff in the future that help resolve this, but basically now they're saying it is fully resolved. Below, you'll find out a little bit more of what our live team did to resolve this bug. We hope this provides more insight on the process that it takes in place and why sometimes these instances can take some time to fix. Happy reading. And basically they said the cause here was because many different systems in our game that help keep track of player levels and rewards and overall progress in the game is in normal situation, all of these systems talk to each other and work in tandem. But with our level updating cap, some of these systems started to get mismatched, and as a result of that, players were able to see their progression go up, but rewards were not being granted. They also have a headline here for timeline considerations saying, like anything in development, there are many ways to be able to solve a problem, and it was critical that we get it right so players would not lose hard-earned progress, as this affects players' progression records. Therefore, this case took a little bit longer than we had initially hoped for. The fix, though, that they had here saying, in this instance, we were able to develop a fix that didn't require its own update and could take effect through our backend systems. This fix has already been developed, and upon next login, any missing level up rewards from level 500 and above should be granted. So I guess obviously while we're here, we're kind of hitting a double whammy because yes, I guess I should go ahead and tell you that Apex Legends did implement this new update, and now these rewards should finally be fixed. But on the other hand, Crowdrendo's making a, you know, I guess a point to say that we need these conversations back. Why did Respawn ever stop doing this? Why? I just told you why. Basically, they just said it always turns into a hate raid. However, I feel like this communication between the developers and the community is extremely important. It gives players a lot more hope knowing that, hey, they've heard us, they've at least responded to us, because a lot of times whenever we want something, even if it's just a simple like, hey, you know, here's why we can't do it, at least we feel like we're being heard. So yeah, a little bit of a good double whammy there, not only to get a response out of Respawn to finally speak to their community once again, and I guess just be able to be prepared for the hate raid that may come, because I'm sure there's people in the comments here saying dirty things about Respawn, or saying, you know, fix your game, fix your stupid game, or this is still wrong, fix this. And I totally get it, right? There was actually a response over on their Twitter page saying like, hey, I know you rolled out this update, but what you should be rolling out is cross progression. And I totally get it. I also agree, cross progression should have been here already. However, at the same time, I'm just glad that maybe they're actually speaking to their community a little bit more, maybe trying to have some more conversations with the community, giving us some more insight of what's going on, and not just saying, hey, we rolled out a fix, at least telling us now what the problem was and why it took so long. I feel like this is what's going to make the community trust Respawn more and more each day. Because for a while there, people were just getting frustrated that Respawn would always say, oh, it's not that easy, oh, it takes more time. Now they're actually telling us why it takes more time, and maybe people will become less frustrated over the course of months or years or whatever, whenever we're not getting the features that we want. However, I want a detailed explanation as to why cross progression is taking this much time and why the next gen update for 120 FPS is taking this much time, because I still am not buying into the fact that, oh, it just takes more time, oh, it's just that hard. Like, I like that they're speaking to the community, but what I really want a response on in depth of why it's taking so much time was those two updates right there, because those are long overdue. So be sure to let me know down in the comments what changes that you think should be in the game right now, and they're long overdue, and Respawn should probably give a detailed explanation as to why they are not in the game already. However, I also wanted to mention this. This was coming from NokoPuffs, a guy who's been streaming Apex Legends for quite some time. Unfortunately, it looks like he's not the only one considering making a little bit of a change in his streaming career. We saw Bout has been making this change, or at least been considering this change, saying that he was just getting sick of Apex Legends. He's just not into it anymore. Then saying now he's going to be doing some more variety streams because he's enjoying like golfing. He's doing, I think he's doing Madden a little bit too. I don't know. He's doing all kind of stuff, and I think this is good for people to get out, maybe branch out a little bit and see what makes them happy. The NokoPuffs said basically the same thing. They're all getting sick of Kings Canyon. They're sick of the third parties. They're sick of the fifth parties and eighth parties. It's pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. I personally love the Kings Canyon map update. It makes me feel happy to play on that map again because I'm an OG, and I guess I just got a love for it. I don't know how to explain it, but I understand that people are frustrated. I understand the map's not the greatest for competitive. I totally get it. I'm right there with you. I'm just saying that I personally do have fun when I play it, but I understand not everybody does. He said this though: I'm quitting Apex for 34 days of the remaining season, and I'm going to play Valorant. I think with Kings Canyon being the most dog draining map, it's gonna be a good break for me to try some new content with some new of my Valorant friends. So any Valorant homies want to grind the new act. So it looks like Nokoko is stepping away from Apex Legends, gonna go over to Valorant, and we've seen this from quite a few people in the Apex community. So that bears the question, is Kings Canyon this detrimental to the community? Like, I understand I personally love it, but does it really need to come to a point where we just basically say, hey, Kings Canyon needs to be left in the dark and just completely forget about it? Do we need to start just listening to these pros because apparently a lot of people are looking to quit because they hate Kings Canyon that much? Well, personally, I think that they may have a lot of good reasoning as to why they don't like Kings Canyon. However, I'm gonna say no, that I don't think that we should just, you know, jump to conclusions and say, hey, let's just remove Kings Canyon, let's just get rid of it, because obviously the pros don't like it. They're quitting the game. Maybe this is not good for us, because this is what Thornton Smash showed on his Twitter yesterday. Apex Legends is now 1 out of 8 games, I'm guessing, in history to ever hit over 500,000 players at one time in Steam charts. Like I said in the past, you could probably contribute to some of this because a lot of people are leaving Origin. I know Origin is a dying platform, and I understand that a lot of people from PC are coming over to Steam, and that's why it looks like we're maybe hitting all-time high player counts. But I do believe that we actually are hitting all-time high player counts. Like, I know a lot of people jump to say, hey, Apex has been doing good for so long, there's no reason as to why it would all of a sudden just be at an all-time high. Maybe it's just because Origin is dying, and that's why we're seeing all of these stats come from Steam. But I really do think that it is doing better, and the reason is because you're seeing all of these big organizations come back into the scene after a very successful ALGS Year 2 viewership on Twitch and YouTube. I really think that that is what's contributing so bigly. That's not even a word. Gosh, I'm so stupid. But that's what I think is contributing to all of this massive growth. People are seeing this. People are realizing this is a serious esport. This is a serious game to get involved in when it comes to competitive sense. And people are just having a lot more fun with the game because of that. Obviously, people that are a part of the scene, they're going to have their things to gripe about and complain about, like NokoPuffs is saying here. But I'm not saying that he's wrong for saying it. I'm just saying that I don't think we need to just jump and say, oh, it's all over. We're just, look at all these people leaving. We just need to leave, or we need to change this because everybody's going to Valorant. That's not the case. A lot of the player base is still happy with the game. They're still loving the game. Obviously, they're in a bad time right now because Kings Canyon is just not everybody's favorite. But people are also saying that there's some other underlying issues, and that being the fact that we have such a massive player base playing the game right now, and so many people want more stuff to do. We want more LTMs. We want more fun game modes to have a good time with. Somebody was even a lot of people were commenting on my video yesterday saying that the content is just a little bit dry, and that's totally understandable. I'm right there with you. I think we do need some more game modes, and people are like, dude, why are we not getting control mode permanently? We've had this thing 3 times in a row. We thought we were maybe getting that mode permanently. The player base is obviously there to sustain it, so why are we not getting it? They're also saying that they want more modes and stuff, but like, they got access to all of these modes right there in front of them that they've already brought in the past, that there were huge hits in the past. So why don't they just bring them back and let us play them again? I'm totally confused as to what their reasoning is for that. That's another thing I would like to see, an in-depth explanation as to why it can't be done or why it's not being done. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below, though. Leave a like on the video if you guys did enjoy. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, as always. Thank you so much for watching. This is actually actually a lot easier to do than I thought it would be, just to record this on my mic and just get right back into it. And thank you, Novell, for editing the video on such short time notice once again. He's been a super blessing to me, honestly, while I'm on vacation, though. But I'll see you all in the next one. Take care of yourselves. This is Vibrant Eye, only positivity. And until next time, I'll see you later, Gators.